Hi Verbling, my name is Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and today we're talking about pronunciation, specifically the R pronunciation. Mohammed, welcome to class.
Good. How are you?
Good, how are you doing today?
Fine, it's great.
Excellent. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. And Vitali, welcome to class.
Hello, teacher.
Hi there, how are you? It seems like a long time that I haven't seen you. How are you, Vitali?
I'm fine. How are you? How are you today?
Excellent. Good. Maybe I need higher volume. There we go. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about pronunciation. I want to hear what sounds you guys feel like you have the most trouble with in English. Let's start with Mohammed. What sounds do you have the most trouble with?
Trouble with, again, please?
What sounds in English do you have the most trouble to pronounce?
I think everything.
Everything. All right. So you don't feel like you have very strong pronunciation?
No, not
Okay.
strong.
We'll go over some techniques today that are very good for the R pronunciation, but they can also be used for lots of different letters and sounds for pronunciation. So you guys can use the tools that we're going to talk about today and change around the words we use in order to practice other sounds also. And Vitali, how about you? What do you think are the sounds you have the most trouble to pronounce in English?
Maybe TH U together.
THU?
Or TH G.
Okay. So something like Thursday? Tongue?
Tongue. Or tapped. From what think.
Those are definitely tough.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Vitali.
Thanks.
And let's go to Quinton.
Yes.
Welcome to class, Quinton. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine.
Awesome. So, Quinton, what are the sounds you have the most trouble pronouncing in English?
Oh, it's the schwa. Like everyone, I guess.
Which sound?
Schwa, the schwa, you know, the A.
The sound, yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Sound, yes.
That one can be tricky. It's always hard to predict exactly when we're going to use it.
Yes. And I have some problem, you know, for when you compress a sentence. For example, a cup of tea, not a cup of tea, etc.
Yeah. I have a whole set of classes on reduction and schwa sounds, so I'll plan them and maybe you can join that class too. If you guys are interested, you can contact me on Facebook as well, and I'll put my Facebook name in the chat box for you. That way, if you have a request for a certain class, or you just have a question, a simple question, or you just want to say hi, you guys can contact me there as well. All right. And Robinson, tell us what sounds you have the most difficulty pronouncing in English.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it, and I think yes, the same, the schwa sound, and perhaps the short. I'm not sure about the short sound like cap, but something like this. The short A, no?
Yeah.
I don't know because I can pronounce it, but I'm not very sure about it. It seems like very strange. Also, the T is very difficult. The your T is very strict, you know, very cutting, cutting. Or something.
Yeah, it can be difficult for lots of people. It's a tough one, the T sound.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks for sharing, Vincenzo.
Okay.
Robinson, are you there?
Yes. I probably maybe pronunciation is a word with continue with contain a the accentuation. I don't.
I'm having a little trouble hearing you. Is it just me? Or can you guys hear him?
Same here.
Okay. It might be a connection problem, or maybe you can try switching your microphone. But probably it's a connection problem. Anyways, Robinson, thank you for sharing very much, and I'll come back to you in a bit. And last but not least, let's see who this is. Tamer?
Yes, you are pronouncing it correctly.
Yay, kind of. I'm not confident in that one, but I'll try. So tell us, what are the sounds you're least confident in saying?
I think th in the. If I am talking quickly, my tongue is not trained to switch between the and s. For example, so the quickly I can't pronounce it correctly sometimes. Also the R. Because I'm Egyptian, in Arabic we pronounce we have a letter, we pronounce it like R. So this affects my pronunciation of some words. I know it's words in English, but if you don't know it, some native Arabic speakers pronounce it like word. Not so elegant. Also, the P in people, it's sometimes hard to get it if you are speaking quickly.
Totally. Definitely. All right. Thanks for sharing, Tamer. And next up we have Minor. Is that how I say your name?
It's Minor.
Minor. Okay. Welcome to class, Minor. Where are you from?
I'm from Guatemala.
Excellent. It's good to have you in class with us. Tell us, what are the sounds in English you have the most trouble pronouncing?
For me? The vowels.
There are so many vowels. Yeah, they're tough.
It's hard for me. That's
all right. Okay. Good to know. So it sounds like all of you pretty much said some common things like vowels and TH sounds. We might have time to work on some of those at the end of class, but today we're going to focus on R pronunciation. So you guys can find the notes attached to the class page on the Verbling main page, or you can share along with me. So I'm going to screen share the notes we're going to use today. And we're going to start off with a pretty quick and easy rhyme that practices the R sound. So I'll read it once and then I'll ask each of you to read it. Simple repetition is one method of practicing sounds, and it's very helpful as long as you know how to pronounce it. So we're going to try this out and see what your skills are right now for R pronouncing. There was an old man from the Rhine who failed to walk in a straight line. To the left and the right, he lurched through the night after drinking a barrel of wine. Okay, so everyone is going to read it once and just try to focus on giving it good pronunciation. Do your best on this one. Let's start with Vitali.
How to pronounce the R sound? There are two different ways to create an R sound.
Oh, hold up, Vitali. We're reading the rhyme first.
All right.
Rhyme time?
Yep, exactly. Everyone's going to read that once, just trying to put your mind towards pronouncing everything correctly, especially the R sound, since that's what we're practicing right now.
To read, yeah?
Yep.
Rhyme time. There was an old man from the Rhine who failed to walk in straight line to the left and the right. He lurched through the night after drink a barrel of wine.
Awesome. So your R sound's pretty good. I would say maybe vowels is somewhere you need to work on a little more.
Wow.
Vincenzo, would you like to try it next?
See? There was an old man from the Rhine who failed to walk in a straight line. To the left and the right, he lurched through the night after drinking a barrel of wine.
Excellent. Very sing-song manner of speaking, Vincenzo. Beautiful. Tamer, will you read it?
Okay. There was an old man from the Rhine who failed to walk in a straight line. To the left and the right, he lurched through the night after drinking a barrel of wine.
Awesome. All right, Robinson, you're up.
There was an old man from the Rhine failed to walk in a straight line. To the left and the right, he lurched through the night after drinking a barrel of wine.
Good job. And this here is a totally different pronunciation note, but lurched, it's spelled with an ED, but it sounds like a T, and that goes along with a specific rule that we won't get into today, but you just can remember that it sounds like a T even though it's spelled with a D. Thanks, Robinson. Quentin, will you try next?
There was an old man from the Rhine who failed to walk in a straight line. To the left and the right, he lurched through the night after drinking a barrel of wine.
Great job, Quentin. For you, I hear a little TH. Sounds more like a Z than a TH to me.
Yes, I know.
We'll work on that maybe in a little while. Next up, Minor.
Okay, rhyme time. There was an old man from the Rhine who failed to walk in a straight line. To the left and the right, he lurched through the night after drinking a barrel of wine.
Thank you very much. Nicely done. And the next one we have is Mohammed. Can you read the rhyme for us?
Yes, there was an old man from the Rhine who failed to walk in the straight line. To the left and the right, he lurched through the night after drinking a barrel of wine.
Awesome job. Thanks. All right, Nader, welcome to class.
Thank you. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
We've been talking about pronunciation. Nader, can you share with us the sounds you have the most trouble with in English?
I guess the R is one of them.
All right. Any others you want to mention right now?
Yes, TH.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Maybe we'll go over a couple tips for TH sound at the end of the R sound notes that we have. So let's get started on the next part, which is where we're going to talk about how we pronounce the R. And it gives us really specific tips on what your mouth should be doing when we're making the R sound. So the first paragraph, Mohammed, will you read that for us?
Okay. There are two different ways to create an R sound, and also the tongue placement is quite different between. Sorry, the difference between the two, the sound they produce is very similar. An important aspect of the American R sound is that the tip of the tongue never touch the tooth. stretch during this sound.
All right, thank you very much. Minor, will you read the method 1 of producing the R sound?
Okay. Method 1. Solid. The back of the tongue is raised, so the sides of the tongue touch the back teeth. The center of the back is the tongue is lower, and the air travels through this groove to create the sound. The tip is the tongue may point upward or may be left low.
Okay, so that's a description of one way to produce the American R sound, but there are in fact 2 ways to produce the same sound. I use method 1 when I'm talking in my normal way, when I'm not thinking. I use method 1 to make the R sound, but my sister uses method 2, and that's just accidentally how we form the R sound. I can do method 2 and she can do method 1, but it's not what we do in our normal everyday speech. But both are exactly the same as long as you know how to use them properly. So let's read method 2 and then we'll do a little practice. Method 2, Nader, will you read that one?
Method 2 dash. The tip of the tongue is raised and curled back behind the tooth ridge, while the back of the tongue stays low.
Thank you very much. I'd like you guys to try this. Probably mute yourselves for a second and try both of these. Try one, then try the other, and see what your results are. See if you think one sounds a little better than the other, or if you can make them sound the same, if they sound the same to you, or if they don't. So mute yourself and try these out for a second or two. And while you guys are practicing, I'll also bring your attention to the next page where we have a really cool picture, and that's why in method number 1 it says solid, and method number 1 it says dashed. It's referring to this picture. So the solid black line is method number 1, and then this dashed black line is method number 2. So you get a good picture and an idea of where your tongue is for both methods. All right, hopefully you guys have had time to try out both methods. Now I want to know which method feels more comfortable for you, or if maybe neither of them feel comfortable. Vitali, which method, number 1 or number 2, is the way that you produce the American R sound?
I think I use method 1, solid.
All right, did you try out method 2? What do you think of that one?
Sorry?
Did you try using method 2 to see what your results would be?
Yes.
All right, did it work out? No. All right. How about Mohammed? Which method did you use? Or do you use in general?
Sorry?
With which method do you use to pronounce the R sound in English?
I think number 1.
Number 1. Did you try out number 2 to see if that would work for you as well?
I don't know.
All right. I'll open this up a little bit. Did anyone try out both and find something unusual or want to share which method that they prefer? If you guys don't want to, that's okay.
Hello.
Yeah, Nader, do you
Yes,
have something to say
I've
on
been
it?
trying. I've been trying method number 2. I didn't know about method number 1. So
Wow, excellent.
yes. So now I'm trying. I guess maybe method number 1 is better helping controlling the movement of the tongue, because you know this r sound in Spanish and Arabic. I guess if you're holding your tongue with your back teeth, it may help.
Yeah, it could. That's why I think it's cool to try out both methods, because most people, they choose one naturally and then they don't know that the other one exists, but it might be an easier method, or everyone is different. So it's good to know that there's both ways. And it's so funny, you mentioned that you use method 2 and you had never really used method 1. And that's how lots of people are. I always used method 1, and then I found out that there were 2 methods, and it's kind of funny. It's really interesting that there's 2 different ways to come to the same exact sound.
Yes, I guess it would be a good idea if everyone can try both methods and you give feedback, because you know it's very difficult to judge which one is better. The listener can be a good judge.
All right. Okay.
Excuse me, teacher, a question. But in the tongue, in the first method, the tongue has to touch the upper teeth, the back of the upper teeth, or not, or the lower teeth.
No. So method number 1. Well, here, let's go to the picture. The picture.
Tongue touch the back teeth. What kind of back teeth? The upper or the lower?
A little bit of both, actually. So if you look here, we have this black thing. You can see that the tongue touches the inside portion of the teeth. I know that this isn't, it's a good picture only for where
the upper teeth. The upper teeth.
Yeah. It will touch both, but the upper teeth are what you'll feel more, because
Not down, no? Upper, up, not down.
well, your tongue is probably going to touch both your upper and lower teeth, because your tongue is a big part of your mouth. But the upper teeth are what you're going to feel, so you have to feel the bottom part of your upper teeth, which is going to make more of a impression on your tongue than the lower teeth will. All right, so I think that's a good idea that Nader had, to try out both methods and see exactly how good the R sound becomes. So let's try. Vincenzo, would you like to go first?
Yes. Perhaps it could be a tongue twist or something like this. No.
Well, let's see. So you remember both of these methods, right?
Where's the moment? Some problem with my auricular. Yes. Well, yes. What can I eat?
How about? All right. So you're really comfortable with both methods?
No, I've tried very few, and just a little. I'm not sure about the first. Perhaps I'm more sure about the second method, not about the first one.
Try both of them. Try out the second one if you're more comfortable with it, and then try the first one and see. Just let us hear what they're like for you.
It seems a little difficult for me for the first one to pronounce with the first method. But I can't understand very well where the tongue is going to.
I guess the tongue is like a spoon.
Yeah, it is kind of like a spoon. So it's down in the middle, but up on the sides.
Yes, like the sides of your tongue is touching the upper teeth.
Now, Nader, would you like to start for us and give us an example of both of those?
I think the upper teeth, the back of the upper teeth. I think in the middle of your mouth, on the upper side.
For number 1?
Yes, it's very difficult to pronounce it and to touch the tongue to touch the upper teeth in the back of the upper teeth. I think in the middle of your mouth, in the upper side.
So I'm sure everyone will be different, but when I produce method number 1, the back part of my tongue and I'll go back to the picture for this.
Back.
The back part of my tongue touches the bottom and the sides of these teeth here, just these back three. So this part of my tongue touches the bottom and the sides of these upper teeth, as well as a little bit of the lower teeth. All right, so let's have Nader start and give us an example of both.
Okay, I'll try the first one. So which one should I read?
Well, if you really are confident, you can read maybe the poem in the beginning, but if you just want to try out the sounds, that's okay as well.
There was an old man from the Rhine who failed to walk in a straight line to the left and the right. He lurched through the night after drinking a barrel of wine.
All right, now try method number 2 for the same poem.
Okay, there are an old man from the Rhine who failed to walk in a straight line to the left and the right. He lurched through the night after drinking a barrel of wine.
Interesting. They sound pretty similar. So just produce this word here with both sounds quickly.
Okay, first one, right. Second one, right.
Wow, I think the second one sounds a little better for you, but they both sound pretty good.
Maybe because I was trying the second one before.
Yeah. Does anyone else want to try the same thing, pronouncing that poem with the different methods?
Yes, teacher. Can I try?
All right, go ahead, Vincenzo.
No, I prefer the second, I think. There was an old man from the Rhine who failed to walk in a straight line to the left and the right. He lurched through the night and drinking a barrel of wine. I think this is the second method. It's very difficult for me, the first one. I don't understand very well how to put it on. There was an old man from the Rhine who failed to walk in a straight line to the left and the right. He lurched through my... I don't know, teacher. It's very difficult for me to think how to put the tongue in the first method, with the first method.
There's definitely some videos on YouTube as well that might be able to help you with the different methods and how these tongues are, so you guys can go Google all of that once this is over. But the second one sounded very good. Method number 2 sounded very good, and I think it was stronger this time than it was the first time you pronounced that poem. So well done, Vincenzo. Does anyone else want to give another read-through with both of the methods before we go on? I'm taking volunteers. If no one else wants to volunteer, then we'll go on.
We are afraid.
Yeah? All right. All right, so we talked about a couple methods. So first, we talked about repetition, which is one way that practicing any kind of sound in English, it's really important, repetition, repetition. Also, making sure you know exactly what's happening in your mouth can be important so that you can correct yourself if you're not producing a sound properly. That's why this picture in the description is helpful. But another way to practice pronunciation is with minimal pairs. So guys, what is a minimal pair? Can anyone tell me what exactly a minimal pair is? Nobody knows?
No.
All right.
We know.
Then a minimal pair, here's some examples. They're words that sound exactly the same except for one letter or one sound. So the example, our first example, right and light, the vowel sound is the same and the end of the word is the same. The only difference is that in the beginning, the first one has an R sound and the second one has an L sound. And all of these are going to be pretty similar. So I'm going to pronounce them all for you, and then in a sec we're going to have a little practice exercise with these.
Right.
So we have right, light, crew, clue, wrap, lap, grass, glass, wrong, long, frying, flying, rock, lock, fur, full.
Mhm.
So one important part about minimal pairs when we're using them is to make sure that you come up with minimal pairs for every part of the word. So for instance, in this first example, we're switching out the very first sound of the word. And the second example, it's the second sound in the word. So it's somewhere in the middle of the word, which is where the sound is changing. And then in this last example here, the sound that's changing is the very last sound. So when you guys are thinking of minimal pairs to help yourself practice, try to get a variety in the beginning, at the end, in the middle, different parts, so that you get a good variety of the different ways and times to pronounce these sounds. And here, we're focusing on the difference between R and L. That's a pretty common one, a pretty common error to make, especially in Asian-speaking countries where this sound is really difficult to distinguish. So, now we're going to play a game. I'm going to read a list of these and see who can read it back in the same way or write it down in the chat box. So basically, I'm going to choose one of each of these, and you guys have to decide which one I chose. Did I choose right or did I choose light?
So we have
Everyone
to
understand?
respond- So we have to answer in the chat box.
Yeah, responding in the chat box is a really effective way. That way
yeah.
you can just send it right after.
Sure.
And if you guys want, you can write the full word that I say, but if not, you can say right or left. So on the left, we have the R sound, and on the right, we have the L sound. So you guys can just say, you know, in the first one, it was the right sound, and in the second one, it was the left sound. All right. And we have a new student. Eunice, welcome to class.
Hello.
Hi, Eunice. Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
Nice to meet you too.
So, Eunice, we're practicing with minimal pairs right now. We're practicing specifically the L and the R sound.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to read it through, and you guys can all copy down what I'm saying and put it in the chat box if you want, but I'll ask you guys specifically. So I'll call out a name and say, tell me. So be ready. Be ready to tell me which order I read these words in. All right. I'll go slow for the first one. Number 1, light. Number 2, clue. Number 3, wrap. Number 4, grass. Number 5, long. Number 6, frying. Number 7, lock. Number 8, fur. So, Mohammed, did you get that order? Did you hear the order I said the words in?
Yeah, good.
I don't hear you, Mohammed. Are you there? All right. Leo, welcome to class.
Hello.
Hi, Leo. Good to have you in class. Have you been following the class so far, or are you just joining for the first time right now?
No, it's not my first time.
I mean, have you followed this class? Like, do you know what we were
yes.
talking about? Okay.
Yes, I follow you.
Great.
Your class.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, we're practicing with minimal pairs right now, and you guys are just going to try to remember the order I said the words in. So, I read one list of words. How about Nadir? Do you know what the order was that I read them in?
Yes, I have already mentioned the chat box.
All right. Ah, one by one. I see.
Yes.
Okay. So let's see. When you say L, you mean the L sound, not left, right, Nadir?
Yes, yes. L light. L sound. R sound.
All right, yeah, Nadir, I think you got it right. So what I see in the chat box is that you said light, clue, which is both the right side for the first two, the left side for the second two, and then right, left, right, left. All right, well done. I'm going to say it one more time, a list, but this time I'm going to go a little faster. And I'd like everyone to try to get these words down, and I'm going to call out a name at random at the end when I'm ready.
That's the time to write them.
Well, if you don't have the time to write them, then you can put an L or an R for the sound that you heard. So if you hear L, 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 R, R, L, then you can write just
Right,
this.
R, you can write R or L. Yes.
Exactly, exactly. And actually, it's a little bit easier if you guys put them all in one message versus putting them
Yes.
in several. All right, I'm going to go a little faster this time. Let's do it. Right, crew, wrap, glass, long, frying, rock, fur.
No,
Too
very fast.
Too fast. Okay. So again, try to put them all into one message so that you have one message that's like that instead of having just one message at a time. It just is a little easier for us to figure out exactly what order you put.
Let me try.
All right. A little slower than the last one. Right, crew, lap, glass, long, frying, lock, fur.
Okay. I'm on it. Maybe.
All right, so
Maybe.
I see R, R, L, 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 yes. And then I said left, R, L, R. Okay, so it looks like Quentin has the right one. So it's R, R, L, 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 R, L, R. Awesome. You guys are doing great. And Leo, you even wrote out the words. Awesome. One little misspelling, but pretty good. Okay. Let's do this again. But this time I'm going to ask someone else to read the list. So someone else is going to be deciding. How about Eunice? Would you mind reading out one of each of those words? And Vitali, you're going to be the one trying to figure out which word he said, okay?
Okay.
All right. Try to go at a moderate pace, not too slow to make it really easy, but not super quick either. And you can maybe read it once more if he doesn't get it the first time.
Okay.
Are you ready, Vitali?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, go for it, guys.
Right. Prayer. Left. Less. Wrong. Trying. Luck. Fur.
All right, Vitali, did you get it?
Light, crew, lap, glass, long, rhyme, rock, fur.
Eunice, did he get it right?
I didn't follow it. Sorry.
So, Vitali, would you put your response in the chat box as well?
Sorry.
And you can just put L or R for which sound you heard. Ah, there we go. Okay. Ooh. That's the first letter of each of the words. Is that right? Yeah. Well, actually, that's a little difficult because, for instance, in the second line, both words start with C. So just put L for if it's an L word or R if it's an R word that you heard. Let's do it once more. Eunice, will you repeat the order?
Okay.
All right.
Right, crave, left, grass, long, no, glass, long, crying, luck, fur.
All right. So, Vitaly, feel free to put in your order in the chat box.
Okay.
For me, the first one was kind of difficult to tell, but I'll put in the order I heard as well. So the first one for me was a little difficult to tell which one you were saying, but I heard this. I heard RR, LLL, RLR. Eunice, did I get it right?
Yes.
Yay! All right.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. Vitaly, did you get the same?
Yeah.
I can do this again.
Excellent. Okay. So it looks like me and Vitaly heard similarly, but not exactly the same. But let's try this again. This time I'm going to pick a couple new students to do it. So this time, Vincenzo, you're going to be the one saying the words. And Quentin, you're going to be the one writing down the words with the L or the R.
Okay.
Yes. Yalla, can I start?
Go ahead if Quentin's ready.
Wipe, glue, lap, grass, wrong, lying, lock, pull.
All right. Quentin, did you get it, or do you want him to say it once more?
I got it.
Awesome. So give it, there it is. I see it in the chat box. Vincenzo, did he get it right? Is it L, 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 R, R, L, L, L?
Light, blue, cement, and this, lap, yes, see, is it right? It's
Yes.
Awesome. Oops.
No, it's
Sorry.
my love.
Awesome. Well done, guys. Next pair I'm going to ask is Mohammed and Nader. Will you guys do it this time? Mohammed, you're going to say the words, and Nader, you're going to record the words.
Say right.
Mm-hmm.
Crow.
Ooh, Vincenzo, we're getting a lot of background noise from you.
I'm going
Can you mute yourself?
to mute.
Sorry, Mohammed. Will you start over?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Crow. Rock. Grace. Wrong. Crying. Rock. Fair.
All right. Nader, what did you hear? He heard what I heard too. R. All right. Excellent job, guys. All right, and Leo, yeah, hope we see you again soon, and you can try this out yourself in a second if you come back. See you in a bit, Leo. All right, so the next pair is Andre. Andre, welcome to class.
Thank you.
Good to have you with us. Yeah.
Do you understand me? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Of course. So are you ready to participate in our exercise here?
Yes, I want. Just right, light, green, blue, wraps, laps, grass, glass, wrong, long, freeing, flying, rock, luck, full.
You are so fast, man.
So hold on a second because I think it's minor. Will you be the one that records the words that he says?
You talk to me?
No, I'm talking to a student who's muted right now, and I believe his name is Minor. But
every word, I think.
So that student's not responding. Let's try one more. So this time I'm going to ask Eunice to record the words.
Okay.
And Andre, you're going to say the words again, and Eunice is going to record it this time. Okay?
I don't understand.
So Andre, repeat your list, and this time Eunice is going to record them.
Okay, repeat that again?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Right, light, green, glue, wraps, luck, grass, glass, wrong, long, flying, rock, luck, fur, fall.
All right. It sounded pretty good, but in this exercise, you're going to choose one of those words, and then Eunice is going to record which one you choose. So you're trying to trick him. You're going to make a list of words, choosing one or the other, either the R sound or the L sound, and then he's going to copy down which one you chose, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead.
I pronounce more for the ear.
So I'll give you guys an example. You're going to choose one of the words. So you might say light, clue, lap, grass, wrong, frying, lock, full. And then that person has to decide which word you chose. Do you get it, Andre?
I am a beginner student. I am a native in Quebec. I pronounce it differently for country. I don't understand how you sound me.
Okay. So
I can translate
go
if
a
you want.
little. Oh yes, go ahead.
Ok. Elle veut que tu lises en fait un mot. T'as à chaque ligne, right and light. Tu dois dire un des mots à chaque ligne. Et une personne en face doit deviner. Ok.
Okay.
How helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So Andre, are you ready?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Right.
What?
Clue. Clue. Lap. Grasse.
En fait, tu choisis un seul des mots sur les deux. À chaque fois.
Ouais, c'est ça que j'ai fait. Long. Frying. Rock. Full.
All right. Well done. Eunice, did you hear those words?
I got it.
All right. So
I wrote in the screen and I sent it.
all right. Excellent. And it looks like ours are a little bit different. I heard something different than you did, Eunice. This is what I heard. So which one of us is right, Andre? Who's right? Me or Eunice? I heard right, clue, lap, glass, long, frying, rock, fur.
Is that dress?
It could be. It could be. Andre, did you say grass or glass?
Grass.
Yes.
With an R? Ooh, good job, guys. Beating me. Okay. So I think everybody has had a turn except for Minor, who isn't responding right now. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
Then, I'd like you guys to try and think of a couple minimal pairs for a sound that you have trouble with. So some of you guys mentioned the TH sound, right? Meaning that a minimal pair would be something like thump and lump. So you change the TH sound for a different sound. I'd like everyone to come up with maybe 2 or 3 pairs of words for a sound that they have trouble with. So we're creating minimal pairs. Any questions?
How can we find out that?
Well, first you think of a word that has a sound that's difficult. So if you pick TH, think of a word that has TH. And it might be thought, right? The word thought has TH. Now replace the letters TH with a different sound like thought. So you have to find a word and then replace that sound with a different letter, making a new word. And I got a very nice one from Vitali. Dump and pump. Excellent minimal pair, Vitali. 3 and free. Well done, Vincenzo. Awesome. So put your ideas in the chat box. As soon as you think of a minimal pair, stick it in the chat box so we can all share it. Interesting. So there's a pair in the chat box that the spelling makes it a minimal pair, but not the pronunciation. We have the word threat and create. Threat and create. Now the reason that's not a minimal pair is because here we have some irregular pronunciation with the word threat. Even though it has an EA, it's pronounced like an E, threat, versus create. The next pair I see, throw and through. Excellent. So that's a minimal pair of vowels. Awesome job, Vitali. And if you guys are feeling like a little creativity block, there are also plenty of sites online. If you just Google minimal pairs, T-sound or something, you can definitely find some there as well. If you really are having trouble thinking of them, or it's just not coming to you, you guys can cheat a little bit and look online. Think and drink is another wonderful pair. Tree and 3. Thank you, Andre. Excellent job. All right, I'll give you guys a couple more minutes to get in your minimal pairs. Wet and wait is a wonderful one, Eunice. Thank you.
I found it with Googling.
Great, awesome. Not and note, another wonderful minimal pair. Job and pop, not quite a minimal pair there. Maybe job and pob, even though pob is not really a word. Beer and bear, excellent one, Vincenzo. Hour and hour. Interesting, Andre. So Andre put one in the Google chat box, which is actually pretty interesting. It's not quite a minimal pair. And again, it's for the same reason that we had a pair before that was not quite minimal pair. So the pronunciation here is, and I'm going to put it in the VerbLink chat box so you guys can see. The pronunciation here is the same, even though the word is spelled differently. So one has an H and one doesn't, but they're both pronounced hour.
Oh, yes.
Very and very, perfect. So and saw, another good one. Right and light, great. All right, you guys get the picture. So we only have a couple minutes left. You guys can continue sending your minimal pairs because they're a great way to practice. But I want to do a couple tongue twisters with the R sound, since that's what we're looking at today. And this is another great way to practice. It's repetition, but it's a little bit fun. Thin and thing, page and pays, clue and movie. Ooh. So thin and thing, page and pays, both great. Clue and movie, a little confusing. All right, so let's do these tongue twisters really quick. I'm going to read, actually, no, I'm not going to read them. You guys are going to read them. You guys can pick your favorite one, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and read it for us. How about Eunice? Will you start?
If I'm not wrong, we must choose one of them and read them. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Rugby's brother bought and brought her back some rubber baby buggy bumpers.
Excellent. Thanks, Eunice. That was a tough one.
Thank you.
Keep on going with that practice. Vitali, will you pick one and read it?
Rory the Warrior, the Roger the Warrior were red, Wang in Rural Brewery.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Vitali. Next up, Vincenzo. Vincenzo, are you there?
Yes, yes. Rory the Warrior and Roger the Warrior were reared wrongly in a rural brewery.
Awesome. That looks like it's going to be a good practice exercise for you, Vincenzo.
Yes.
Enjoyable.
Rory.
Leo, will you try the next one? Oops. Let's see. Nope, not Leo. Robinson? No, Tamer.
Yes.
Sorry. Right now, my screen isn't showing names, so I kind of forgot. Go ahead.
Ripe, white, wheat, reapers, reap, ripe, white, wheat, right.
Excellent. Thank you. And Tamer, did you get to try our minimal pairs exercise?
Yes, I have sent some on the chat.
Okay.
Punch,
Excellent.
lunch.
Just making sure you got to participate as well. Thanks.
The most difficult is number 5, teacher.
You think so? Let's
Yes.
see if anyone's brave enough to try it. Quentin, can you try one for us?
Yes, let's go for the 5. It's a tricky one, I think. So if wrestler, why wrestler, wrestlers, while wrestlers.
Wow. Yeah, that was ambitious. That's a tough one. Thanks for trying it out, Quentin. Mohammed, you're up next. Pick one of those tongue twisters for us.
Yes. Rabbi, wait, what? Beer, deep, rip, white, wheat, rice.
Awesome.
It's English or what?
Yeah, it's English. I know, tough to say. Thanks, Mohammed. And Andre, last but not least, pick a tongue twister.
Number. What number?
Whichever number you want. You choose.
Oh. I want to number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rory the warrior and Roger the warrior were rigged wrongly and rural rivalry.
Awesome. Sounds like there was a battle happening in your mouth. But you did a good job. Thank you guys all for trying these out and joining class today. We're about out of time, but I really had a lot of fun, and I hope to see you guys again soon.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, teacher. You're very
Bye.
kind.
Bye.
See you next time. Bye.
Goodbye.